Hey guys, welcome back for another true crime video. I'm so glad that you are all here. If you have not already subscribed to my channels, please subscribe below. It helps me out a lot. I appreciate all the support that everyone has given me. I'm getting up there slowly but surely, so thank you so much. I talk about true crime, creepy and disturbing things every week, so come back if you like that sort of content. Let's get into it. I just want everyone to know that today's video is a little bit graphic. All of my videos are graphic, but I just do want to give a warning in case you are a little bit squeamish or a little bit, because the story today is on Kaylee Mutthart, and she actually rips her own eyeballs out. So let's get ready with the story. All right. Why me? Why do I have to do this? Were the last words that Kaylee Mutthart said before she ripped her own eyeballs out. On February 6, 2018, in Anderson, South Carolina, 20-year-old Kaylee Mutthart experienced a horrible trip caused by methamphetamines. She saw a light pole turn into a white dove, which she thought was a light that her friend had gone into. The sky had blackened and the trees looked like they were bending over. Kaylee panicked. Her hallucinations were telling her that the world is about to end and that she had to act quickly if she had any chance of saving it. Kaylee kneeled down on the ground near a railroad track, and that's when she began to dig at her beautiful green eyes, convinced if she didn't rip them out of her socket at that very time and immediately, the world's population would be destructed. Her nightmarish visions are the last thing that she saw before she screamed in pain, her face bloody from her self-mutilation. Haley's drug use began with marijuana during the summer of 2017. She smoked a bowl of marijuana at a friend's house who she did not know it had laced it with meth, or they did not know that it had been laced with meth. She didn't have a job at the time, and the relationship with her boyfriend had been on and off for about 2 years, but was steadily getting worse and worse. And as many do, she coped by using alcohol, smoking marijuana, and using Xanax recreationally. Kaylee was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which her doctors told her would make her more susceptible to drug use, which is very true. Kaylee started to bounce back by getting a new job and breaking up with her boyfriend that had been on and off for 2 years, because they had both been using drugs, and that's just not a good thing unless they can get clean together. Also losing many close friends, which was causing depression to settle in for Kaylee. To cope, she began smoking meth at a friend's house in late August of 2017. She became sleepless and hallucinations started, including a vision of her face in the mirror covered in blackheads. Kaylee picked at her face to get those so-called blackheads, but ended up covering her face with welts, feeling too embarrassed to go to work or to really go anywhere, but she didn't end up showing up to work, causing this to lose her job. Kaylee became frightened of what the drugs were turning her into, but was still really depressed and was hoping that they would help her, the drugs would help her cope with her depression. Next, Kaylee would start using ecstasy, which she got from a roommate. She stayed on this drug until about November, and came to believe that the highs that this drug would bring to her actually brought her spiritual awakening and closeness to do this. But by Thanksgiving, she was using meth again, now snorting it and shooting it. and she surrounded herself with a lot of heavy drug users. On February 4th, 2018, Kaylee's mother started to become very concerned about her daughter's mental health and intervened through Kaylee. Had intervened even though Kaylee had left home at 17. Sometimes sleeping outdoors in the freezing cold or jumping from one friend's couch to another. Kaylee's mother actually found her a rehab facility, and she agreed to go. But the next day was Kaylee's birthday, and I bet you probably know what's coming. She bought meth for her birthday so she could have a good time. Her friend tried to stop her, but she shot up the meth that night. It was a higher dose than Kaylee had ever taken, and Kaylee actually convinced her friend to go to a church to sleep. A church that would cater to the homeless. Set out to walk there. There was a railroad track right next to the church. And it was at this moment that Kaylee realized she needed to sacrifice her eyes in order to save the world. Obviously this was an induced, trip by the drugs. She thought she needed to do something. She was in, a totally different world when this wasn't, the case at all. She got down on her hands and knees, pounding on the ground with her fists, screaming, "Why me? Why do I have to do this?" She then commenced to gouge her eyes out, screaming, "I want to see the light." A pastor from the nearby church headed over and ran swiftly to restrain her. He found her with her eyeballs dangling out of her head, squished between her fingers. That's when she was brought to Greenville Memorial Hospital, where doctors worked to salvage Kaylee's optic nerves and prevent infection, but sadly, her sight was gone. After her treatment at Greenville Memorial Hospital, Kaylee was transferred to a psychiatric inpatient facility treatment, and thankfully the therapy given there was really beneficial and helped her to adjust to her new reality. She moved back in with her mom at first, who was very supportive of her. She also found a new church so that she could avoid the drug users that she had been around, or anybody that she didn't want to be around. She found a whole new church, got a whole new phone number, just stayed away from all those people. She had aspirations to study marine biology, but 2 years after losing sight, she was already working on getting her associate's degree and getting a guide dog. This was all helped by funds from a successful GoFundMe campaign made by her mother. And in 2020, Kaylee received prosthetic eyes, and as September 2021, she's living with a new boyfriend and seems to be doing really good overall. She tells her story because she wants others to realize what a destructive path drugs can lead to, and she wants to inspire others to move forward even in the darkest of times. Kaylee's story is incredibly inspiring, even how horrific it is. It just goes to show all horror stories don't have to end tragically. I hope that Kaylee is doing the best that she can and continues to find beauty in life. Thank you guys for watching this week's video. Let me know what you think about in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. I am actually going on vacation this week, but I will be back next week and I will be doing another video before I leave. But subscribe, guys, and have a great day. Thanks.